Okay, it's 7 o'clock. I call this meeting for the Carl Junction Board of Aldermen to order for October 7th. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Anita Francis, Walter Hayes.
Here.
Paula Levine.
Here.
Bob McAfee. David Pyle.
Here.
James Shanks.
Here.
Roger Spencer.
Here.
Carol Wolford.
Here.
Thank you. Will you please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation by Walter following? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
God, as the Board of Aldermen of the City of Carl Junction gathers once more, we seek your strength and courage. Empower us, Lord, to face the challenges before us with boldness and determination, and to make decisions that are in the best interest of our city. Amen.
Thank you, Walter. Okay, next we will approve the agenda. Does anybody have any comments, corrections for the agenda?
Make a motion, we approve the agenda as typed.
Second.
Motion by Roger, second by David to approve the agenda. All in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, 6 in the affirmative with 2 absent. The agenda passes. And next will be the consent agenda. This will be the approval of the minutes from the previous meeting and the closed meetings from September 16th. And this will also approve the disbursements. Does anybody have any comments, questions on those?
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, thank you. Motion by David, second by Roger to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, 6 in the affirmative, 2 absent. Okay, next will be public forum. Is anybody here to speak at the public forum this evening? Come on up, Mr. Moore.
Thank you.
Okay. Can I read my disclaimer real quick?
Yeah.
All persons wishing to speak to the mayor and board of aldermen during the public comment portion of the meeting should come forward one at a time, stand at the podium, state your name, address, and the subject matter you wish to comment upon. All comments should be directed to the mayor in a civil manner. Comments are limited to 5 minutes unless the mayor or board grants additional time. It is the mayor's responsibility to make certain these rules are followed and to maintain order and decorum. If you have a question, the mayor and the board may provide an immediate response. However, the mayor and board may provide no response or a response at a later time. Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay, my name is Michael Moore, 801 Delaney Drive. My subject is painted crosswalks for children. As you know, I'm a substitute teacher, and quite often I come up into the school districts in the morning, and I was on Water Street turning on to Roney, and it's right where the trail crosses.
Yeah.
The trail crosses, and there was a boy on a bicycle, couldn't get across. So when the traffic cleared enough for me to pull out, rather than pulling out and going on over to the high school, I just pulled out and blocked the traffic coming in.
Yes.
To allow this young boy and his bicycle to come across. Well, a car that I blocked almost went around me, and that is not marked as a crosswalk, and I request that you consider marking that as such, as a crosswalk. Today on the way home, I came down, turned left onto Pinnell, and I was coming up, you know where the garage is behind CJ Family Practice and all that. And I was coming there, and there was a bunch of boys on bicycles waiting to come across. They weren't at a crosswalk, but the nearest crosswalk was the far side of Main Street, and it isn't well marked at this time. It's worn, painted. So I would ask that crosswalks again be consideration to paint crosswalks on both sides of Main Street going across Pinnell. So, you know, if the boys realized they just had to walk a few feet rather than all the way across Main Street, maybe they would have done that. But nonetheless, I stopped, held up a bus behind me, and let the boys cross. So just take a look at all the crosswalks in town where boys and girls have to cross. We have a lot of kids that walk and ride bicycles to and from school. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I agree with your statements there. We'll definitely look into that. Yes, go ahead.
My name is Michelle McCoy, and I live at 714 Locust Street in Carl Junction, Missouri. I've been in the same place for 25 years. We've had continuous problems with the property at Grimes and Locust Street, which used to be a transmission shop years and years and years ago. It is now being used as a diesel mechanic shop. There are 17 trucks in that lot. They are noisy, they are loud. That property is still, to my knowledge, registered as residential property. I would like to have something done about it.
Do you know the property she's speaking about?
Yes, I do. That property's been turned over to the police department and code enforcement because they do not have a business license. It is zoned residential. They came in a week and a half ago, probably a week ago, and picked up applications, but they've never turned anything back in yet. So it's been turned over to code enforcement.
Will there be an abatement hearing on that, or what? How does that work? What's the process there?
Now, they'll be issued a ticket, for probably a couple of things. I don't know which ones for sure, but
Sure.
then they'll have to cease doing business out there because it is residential.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. It does look like we are knowledgeable about this and are trying to rectify the situation. Thank you very much.
An officer actually came to my house just before I came here to tell me that they are trespassing me from that property because I took video of all the trucks that are there tonight. There's a truck inside with the hood up. I took a picture from each side from the roadway. I was on the pavement, and they have trespassed me from that property, which I could care less about that. But I don't want no nonsense. I've been at my house for 25 years. I don't need no nonsense.
Sure.
I have enough.
Yeah, I understand that.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Anybody else for public forum this evening? Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, let's move on to our P&Z cases. Our first one is case 2508 to rezone our 32-acre purchase on Highway 171 and Gum Road.
This is a public hearing.
Okay, thank you. Yes, so this will be a public hearing. Should we open this up for public comment at this time? Okay, thank you. Would anybody like to speak in favor of this code change or this zoning change? Yeah, go ahead.
It was a fly there, I promise. Planning and zoning did meet with this, had a public hearing on it also, and in your packet is their recommendation for approval, and they would like to see some conditions on it that are listed there also, so. You have it.
Thank you. I think we have several people that have come for this topic. Would anybody like to speak? Go ahead.
Hello, Jason Gundy at 101 Cherry Lane. I brought this up in the previous commission meeting, but I was looking at the rezoning application, and based on the rezoning application, it doesn't appear that the proper information has been provided for a public hearing. And I'll just recite a couple sections of the Carl Junction rezoning application. The first line says the forms must be filled out completely. Leaving blanks will not allow us to proceed with the application. All information must be submitted and fees paid before a hearing will be scheduled. So that's the introduction to the permit application. It also notes narrative for relationship to existing zoning pattern. Would proposed change create a small, isolated district unrelated to surrounding districts? Obviously, the 32 acres is surrounded by residential, so it would create an island. But as far as the actually response to these comments on the requirements of the rezoning application, they've not been provided. It says one copy of a legal description. I'm sure that's been provided. One copy of a statement describing the impact of the proposed change, including any traffic conditions that may result, any danger from fire hazards, how the proposed change may affect the character of the surrounding properties, and how the proposed change will benefit the city of Carl Junction as a community. To my knowledge, at least, none of that information has been provided for the public hearings as well as for the rezoning data. I mean, I'm not certain how we can how a rezoning can be approved without the due diligence and that information available to the public. It's also my understanding that once if this is approved tonight, or if it is approved tonight, then will that be the last time that we have a public forum on this? I believe so. This is kind of our last opportunity to speak. So I just wanted to put that out there, that I've not seen that information, and I don't believe it's available to us, or has been available to us during this process.
What are your specific questions?
Well, to provide the information. Generally, in a rezoning application, and the surrounding areas, Joplin, Webb City, they all require a site plan for a rezoning. I mean, you got to have some information to support a rezoning effort, and it's my understanding the city of Carl Junction is driving this rezoning effort. So we would like to see that information before it is rezoned. I'm not sure what we're making a decision on if the data has not been provided.
What, I'm sorry, are there like specific questions that you have, like what data you're looking for?
Yes, traffic. The egress drives, are they off 171 or will they be off Gun Road? How will that affect that? Are there any infrastructure changes due to the increased traffic volume? Noise pollution. Oh, thank you. Noise pollution, obviously. We've actually, we established some stipulations about buffer yards, but I think that's premature in the fact that we don't know what's going there. I mean, how are we deciding buffer? Buffer between what?
Yeah, I definitely understand your concerns. So, you know, the city of Carl Junction has very limited commercial retail space. So we have acquired this property with the hopes of developing it commercially. So we're looking for, you know, light retail, commercial, maybe restaurant, you know, things like that. We're not looking to put any manufacturing in there or...
Gas stations?
Right now, there is nothing that's...
Truck stops, travel stations. 32 acres is a lot of land, and that's our concern. It's obviously going to impact our neighborhood. So
171 is already like an extremely busy highway.
Correct. And if you've ever tried to pull out from Gum Road onto 171, almost any time of day, if you're trying to travel south, it's an issue.
Yeah, so we definitely work with MoDOT to establish where the entrances and exits will be, and they regulate that where we can have those.
Exactly, and that process has not taken place to my understanding. Like no one has done any coordination with MoDOT. No one knows how this is going to impact the infrastructure, stormwater. I could go on and on. There's just a lot of question marks. So to actually approve this, on what basis? I mean, all right, what supports the rezoning, I guess would be my question.
Because we have very limited sales tax revenue in our town, so we're trying to increase that so we can maintain our services for the community.
I understand that, but you can't be solely based on that decision. That's not the description of the planning commission. It can't be solely based on tax improvements. There has to be a balance, and so far we've not been provided any of that information. So the public hearings itself, I mean, they were just kind of a process because we had nothing to question. We've been provided no information to actual question what's going there. So
yeah, I understand that, but right now we just don't know. So we have not done the engineering. We have developed this or gotten the property, and we are looking to work with businesses that want to either buy a portion of it where we can break up the property into different parcels.
Understood. And, you know, develop is not a bad thing. Understand about the tax increases, and that's great. But how it affects our community also should be a factor, should be a big factor and a balancing act. And I thought that's what these public hearings and the commission was for.
Yeah, it's definitely part of that. And we have taken, you know, all of the recommendations that you guys put in this went directly to planning and zoning, and our to approve this tonight, they put most of those stipulations into the thing.
Stipulations. So we've established a required buffer without knowing what's on the other side of that buffer? I mean, that...
Requested a minimum buffer.
Yeah.
A minimum buffer
depending on what the site plan is when it comes in, that buffer request could change.
Typically, and he's exactly right, but typically the process is that you establish what's going there and then you decide the buffer. It's not backwards, I mean, because we don't know what we're buffering. So without that information, there's a lot of questions. I mean, but that's what I have.
Thank you. Would anybody else like to speak on this? Steve, do you have any comments on this?
I do not.
Do you want to go over anything that happened at the P&Z meeting? Sure.
I'm Pasha Eilenstein. I live at 204 Dogwood Trails Loop. So my question is then, based on what he said, how can you ask for rezoning when you don't know yet what's going there? Isn't that backwards?
Because we would like to make it commercial. We want businesses to go there. We don't want to develop it residentially.
Okay.
Also, we don't want to put manufacturing there. We would like businesses that generate sales tax to go into those.
Then, like what he said, that there was going to be a minimum buffer of 100. Is that what's in whatever the packet is that you're talking about?
That's correct.
Can we ask for a
It's as much as
bigger
140.
buffer? Because we're right, I mean, my property's right on it, and you guys are going to destroy all the, wildlife, everything. I don't understand how you can just change it like that, not knowing what's going to come. And my question is, too, will you go in there and just destroy all the trees without anyone even buying it yet? With the hopes that in 10 years, a business might come, you know what I mean? Is that how it works?
Well, not exactly. We're hoping to get it in much quicker than 10 years.
But do you have potential buyers that are like waiting, or is this just, like you said, because
now
you
we
don't have a lot of property in CJ, you're just hoping that you'll get something?
That's correct.
Okay.
We were told that there was no plans to clear cut the property like a lot of, sorry, maybe clean out underbrush, but no clear cutting of the property. That's what we were told. And no cleaning.
So yeah, with the buffer zone, then the buffer would be, it's not like a fence or something, it's like actual trees would stay for the buffer zone?
Sorry, it should be
Okay.
both. It should be both the 100 feet
And some sort of blockage?
That's
Okay.
However, we
Okay.
looked at 100 feet, it's really not a lot.
Yeah, I know, it's not.
It's the right of way. I mean,
But that's why Gun Road is 140, because that gets us past the utility easement, so it's 100 foot of actual vegetation. It's a vegetation. The 40 feet gets us to the easement.
Okay, anybody else would like to come forward on this?
Just have a quick question.
Sure.
So if it does become a fueling station, I know you're saying it's not going to, is there a chance we can have a bigger buffer? Because like she pointed out in her, yeah.
We would be pushing 500 feet if that's what the site plan comes out to be.
So they agreed to
They haven't agreed to 500, they've agreed to the minimum buffer zone, and we've made the statement in planning and zoning that depending on what the site plan was, what the business was that was going in there, that might not be enough, and there would be additional discussions on it. So that's the plan, no guarantee, but that's what we've asked for.
I'm sorry, could you tell me your name and your address?
Bobby here, 206 Dogwood Trail.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Larissa Kaiser, 404 Dogwood Trails Loop. I'm a realtor, and so have we have any reports from a realtor about how this is going to adversely affect our property values? Because it will, for at least the ones that are definitely backed up to it, but for our entire neighborhood, for Dogwood Trails, it will absolutely impact our property values and our equity. So are you going to recompense us for that, or do you have a report on that? Have we any discussion that we're losing equity in our home, or have any reports on that?
No, not to my knowledge.
That would be really awesome as a Realtor if we wouldn't lose our equity in our home. That would be great.
Realistically, we're just asking for more information, not necessarily, this is not a good idea, it's not acceptable, but we're just asking for more information because it does have quite a bit of an impact on the neighborhood, quite a bit, both financially, stormwater, traffic, pretty much our daily lives.
It could also add to your daily lives, though, when you have amenities and
Correct.
resources right there.
If done correctly, yes.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else would like to come forward? Do we put this for a vote now or go to the next planning and zoning? Okay.
Close the-
My question that would be answered would be, will we have another opportunity to speak up about the design, about the site planning? Because obviously doing it this way with the city of Carl Junction, pushing the rezoning effort, the developer, whomever the developer is in the future who comes in and does the business, at that point, it will already be rezoned. And so it's my understanding there's no more public hearings. Is that correct?
So right now, we do not have a site plan. We don't have anything.
Understood, but once one is made available,
Yes,
will there be other public hearings?
yes, absolutely.
At what stage? Because I read through kind of the process, and it doesn't appear any other stage requires a public hearing.
We meet every first and third Tuesday right here. You're welcome to come anytime and voice your concerns about that or discuss this topic.
We'll also have public comments on the site plan review process.
Okay, and public zoning, or planning and zoning will have site reviews for each.
Also comes before the Board of Alderman, which would be another one.
How would we go about those unless we come to every meeting?
Well, we post our agenda each. When does planning and zoning meet?
Second, fourth Mondays, if needed.
Kim Doolin, 107 Gum Road. If I remember correctly, Steve, maybe you can answer this, in planning and zoning, did we discuss, are those in the Provincial paper? When there's a public, when there's a site plan or a public forum?
I don't think we,
I thought
The only
possibly
time
we
it's
saw one where that was
posted
mentioned.
like that is if there is an actual public hearing.
right.
It's always in the agenda, which is always available Friday before. But if we are not required to post a public hearing, it is not posted in the
It's
newspaper.
not in the newspaper, a lot of them.
But it's much more timely on the website and here.
Yeah, the website and here is the two. That's not in the paper. Because the paper is once a week, and it would be late. depending on when they post it.
So the posting here is just out on the board,
Yes.
right?
Well,
And then also on the website.
it's on the Carl Junction website, I agree, but most people don't know. It takes about 5 or 6 steps to get to that. 'Cause you gotta dig and dig and dig and dig.
Actually, all you have to do is go to the calendar, which is one of the shortcuts.
Pardon?
All you have to do is go to the calendar, which is one of the shortcuts that's done.
Okay, thank you for correcting me. His guy, Kenny Wikstrom, has been posting those on Facebook in the various Carl Junction community websites on Facebook, and that's probably gonna get more reading than going on the Carl Junction site. But if it's on the calendar, thank you. I stand corrected.
Okay, thank you. We'll go ahead and close this public hearing for the rezoning request.
Just one more thing. So the only information you have to date is that it's going to increase our tax rate, correct? Maybe. But that's really the only information that we have to date to base this rezoning effort on. And that just doesn't seem sufficient information. Just want to add that.
Thank you.
Unless there are, is there information available that I'm not aware of that hasn't been presented to us? That's the question.
I'm not sure what information that you have been provided and not, but
Nothing, zero, other than we're changing from UD to C2. There's absolutely zero information.
okay, thank you. Okay, let's move on to case number 2510, preliminary plat for Foxbriar number 7 with Schuber Mitchell Homes. Thank you. I'll go ahead and open the public hearing on, oh, pardon me. Go ahead.
Hi. I'm Lillian Bryant with OWN. I'm the project manager on this project, and I'm here on behalf of Schuber Mitchell tonight. So this is the final plat for Foxbriar Phase 7. This is 38 lots. This is connecting into Phase 4 on the north and Phase 6 on the east side. It's going to create a through road of Joseph Dillon Lane. All of the lots meet the requirements of the R1 and are going to match what is in the existing subdivision. We're happy to answer any questions. We do know that there's been some concerns about traffic in this area. We do have our traffic engineer here to speak on behalf of that, and he'd be happy to answer any questions for you guys, as well as Schuber Mitchell on any of the subdivision and anything else like that. So,
Did everything get done with the EPA that it needed? It's still ongoing?
no, it has not.
Our LEO with Schuber Mitchell Homes, we've been trying. The city's also been trying, and we haven't been able to get it. As soon as we get it, trust me, we want this more than you guys. We want to be able to finish those lots. So yeah.
The city engineer has taken an additional step where he has been in contact with the local EPA office and has talked about the encapsulation of the material. And what he's talking about is the material that's already there. Schuber Mitchell has already put base rock in and large rock in, that type of thing, and then putting the asphalt cover over the top of it to encapsulate it, which is basically what MoDOT did for 249 when they cleaned that area up and did the exact same thing. So he has started that conversation with them, and the last email I saw, they had some questions for him about how it was going to be encapsulated. So,
I see.
still working on it.
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions? Yeah, go ahead.
The construction entrance that extends from Silver Oaks out to Fur Road, when will that be completed as a through street? After all the work is done and the...
So that's what we're talking about right now. That's actually held on the environmental situation. As soon as we can figure out the EPA situation, that'll be built out. Yeah, so that's all together, right there.
So if that situation does not get resolved, then what?
We have that construction entrance that we've been maintaining it. We talk about at the planning and zoning meeting about adding more signs to make sure that that our construction traffic can be taking that construction entrance on that one. We will keep doing everything we can to be able to accomplish that. So that's where we are right now.
Any further comments, questions on that?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think what we need now is just a motion to approve it, because from here it goes into the final plat, which is the one where the ordinance is passed for. This is just a simple motion acceptance by the board.
Would anybody like to motion to approve the preliminary plat for Foxbriar 7? Carol?
Make a motion to approve it.
Second for anybody?
I'll second.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
So there are conditions that our engineers have said must be met?
So far, and we have the approval from the engineers on there. I failed to say that.
There are no conditions? I thought there was.
There are some conditions that will be included in the final plat, because they are infrastructure items.
My suggestion is your motion be to approve the preliminary plat, subject to the conditions recommended by the engineer, so that there be no confusion down the line when you have to do that. That's my suggestion. We've done that before.
Carol and Walt, does your motion stand for that?
I make a motion that we approve it as the preliminary plat,
Subject to the
subject
engineer's
to the recommendations of the engineers.
Thank you. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so motion by Carol, second by Walter to preliminarily approve this preliminary plat for Foxbriar 7, pending any conditions by the engineer. All those in favor of that, please raise your right hand. Okay, that'll be 6 in the affirmative, so that passes. 2 absent. Okay. We'll move on to number 7, approval of bids for the 2025 water line improvement project.
No.
No.
It wasn't.
So there isn't. It was just a public hearing is all it was.
Tonight was the public hearing, and then I believe we'll vote on that in 2 weeks at the next meeting, or is there a longer wait time?
Or longer, depending on what we get back from the engineers.
Okay. Sure. Okay, Steve, can you walk us through the water line improvement project?
Sure, you have a letter there from the engineers on the water line improvement process. We went out for bid on it. They had a couple of alternates in there, and they are recommending Southern Construction for the amount of $2,496,320.20. And this includes both alternate 1 and alternate 2, which are outlined in the bid tab. Quite lengthy bid tab, as you can see, a multi-page one there with lots of fine lines. I wished I had better glasses. So we have, this is the project that was approved in March of '24, where we borrowed the money from MPUA, and we borrowed 2.2 million. We've spent approximately 148,000 of that. So we have a balance available from that of 2,092,000. So to do this totally, we would need to use some of our funds that we have available in our sales tax fund, which we have almost $2 million in that fund. So we would need to use $403,000 out of that fund to be able to complete this project. Right now, though, this is just the approval of the bids. And then from there, I'll get a contract from the engineer with Southern Construction. And Southern has done work in town before, so it's not like it's somebody new that we've never worked with before. So they are a known entity, and that makes it a lot easier.
This may be preliminary, but how long will it take to get all this work completed?
2 years.
Yep.
If you're
It's a
lucky.
very extensive project. It is a loop removing some 2- and 4-inch lines out Gum Road, Forest, and loop all of that and put in proper size mains in that area. And then there is also a loop on
And then, so we're looking to just approve the bids
Approve the bids,
this evening, and then we'll come back with contracts at a later date.
come back with a contract in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Make a motion, we approve the bid.
Second.
Motion by Roger, second by Walter to approve the bids for the 2025 water line improvement project. Will this be a hand vote? Or? Okay. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, 6 in the affirmative with 2 absent. So that is approved. Okay, thank you. Now we can move on to administration report. I think we got a copy of Steve's report here.
Pretty extensive report. You can see there was a lot of activity in the past couple, well, actually 3 weeks, and maybe that's why it was filled up with like that. The biggest one that I want to hit on is the citizen request, the citizen follow-up ones that I have in there. And probably the big one on that is the zoning requests and from the people at Dogwood Trails, those residents that have brought us, and everything that they've brought us is very reasonable and is things that we need to look at. We need to, of course, some of this would be code changes to that 400 section. So that is going to require a whole nother set of meetings and public hearings when we do that in that E&Z section, when we do those. I've already, one of them is the different requirements that different cities have on fueling stations, and it has a lot to do with the size of the stations. The size of one like Pete's or Casey's are considered small footprint items where you have a single set of pumps, instead of like some of them where they will have 2 pumps in a row like this, and you'll have multiple lines of that where the cars can come in. And those have a different requirement than what the smaller stations does. So with some of the information that they brought me and some of what I've started on also, we'll look at making those, because our code on this is, and I will totally admit it, is inadequate. It talks about just a size, and that's it. It doesn't put any other requirements in there, like a lot of other cities do. So it's not something that we're going to have to create brand new. We're not going to recreate the wheel on it, but there is stuff that we can do on it. The other on that is that for a preliminary site plan, I've already talked to Algier Martin about that. What they will produce is, that's why I said that this might be ready in 2 weeks for that ordinance, and it might not be. It's on their time frame when we do it, which will be very preliminary. It will show that green space, that minimum footprint green space. In my mind, I have, it's a fairly large piece of property. So in my mind, I've always thought that only one entrance should be allowed off of Gum Road. And it needs to be, so a MoDOT requirement, 350 feet, I think is what it is, from 171 would be the only entrance off of Gum Road for it. Now the entrance off of 171 is going to be predicated by the necessity for a turn lane, and probably a southbound turn lane, like the expansion was when they put that turn lane in there, a southbound turn lane into the property also. So those are things, we've already got sewer out front, we've got water up Gum Road, Empire. Liberty, how many years has that been? Liberty, has a 12 kV line right there too, so. I did meet with a contractor that can do brush clearing, not take out any of the existing trees other than dead ones that need to come out anyway. But it's just undergrowth, to be able to see what that property is and to be able to know will be a big thing for a developer. They want to be able to see the property. They want to see it will have 1 foot contour or 1 foot. It will have the contours in there on 1 foot intervals so that we know the topography. The other thing on that is I want to make sure that, and I'd like to put this in code also, this is going to be more than just a buffer. This is going to be a green zone. And I don't want us to ever get into the point where we're putting in, building something in a buffer zone. I want it to be green. I want it to be permanent. So I want the right trees in there. I want the right vegetation in there, and I want it, and I would like to have it designated that if you designate it green, that means you can't build a parking lot on it. You can't build any buildings on it. You can't do any of that stuff. So I want to make sure that we do it right when it comes to that site plan. So we should have that preliminary site plan. I am pushing them a little bit that so we do it. So that contractor that we met with, that I met with on the vegetation, he's got the equipment that can remove that undergrowth, that scrub brush, trees that are down already, any of that debris that's there, we can get rid of. Now, we keep Public Works, with the sewer easement across that goes up and down 171, they keep that pretty clear already. That's an access point that they can use for that contractor. So he's going to get me some type of a budget that he can work up with to see what we can work with on that. It is going to require a lot of work on our part to make sure that we take care of, because one of the big things is that we have to be aware of where it's going. We know that commercial frontage across 171, we hope, is valuable. We've had people ask for that before, and we've never been able to give them any type of an answer on it. So that was the big thing that I wanted to point out of the report.
Thank you. I did want to ask about the vehicles. Did they seem receptive on our concerns, or?
They, Enterprise has been really good to work with. And our concerns with the vehicles has made it up to, the management stream. So there are people above just our normal customer service people that we deal with. There are people upline that has called me and has talked about it. So it has attention of people upstream from what we deal with. They are not happy because the people that we deal with in this program are very relationship oriented, and they do not like the fact that they had a third-party contractor drop the ball, made promises that they couldn't keep, and they are not happy with that, and more than likely they will never use them again. And that third-party contractor blew a really good opportunity. So we're checking on other people that we have. We've given them the contact information for people that we've already dealt with, and that we know that they do good work, that type of thing.
Excuse me, can you elaborate
We have a lease system with Enterprise for our vehicles. Once we get the vehicles, though, like for the police department vehicles, they have to be wrapped and outfitted with all the equipment. So our issue was the aftermarket vendor not getting on it timely. Mhm. Okay, thank you. Does anybody else have any questions or comments about Steve's report? Like to look at?
How much, you've got on the tornado repairs are continuing. How much more do we have to repair?
We have windows in all 3 buildings. All the roofs are done, all the sidings. I think that's the only thing we have are the windows in the buildings.
I'll just make a quick comment about his report. I want to thank Steve for giving all that detail about our new commercial property. I don't know if everybody will agree or not, but it sounds to me like our city administrator is very much interested in keeping the current homeowners absolutely as happy as possible. I don't think anybody on this council has any desire to see anybody lose value of their home or be upset in any way that's feasible. I was flipping through all the documents I could find on zoning regulations in the state of Missouri while we were speaking. And it seems to me that it is pretty vague. And the gentleman in the back had asked for all these different reports and things, which you can provide, obviously, and bigger cities normally do. Of course, they have a lot more resources too. And smaller cities, it seems to be my impression that we control a lot of this through ordinance and through changes of code to suit the particular needs of a small area that might be very different than, say a large metropolitan area. So I can't guarantee anything, but I will promise you that I think we can all say we will try very hard to make sure that this goes off well. Nobody wants to see this project fail, as it is a gigantic project for the city. So a lot of effort will be put into this, and I think we'll keep the homeowners and everybody in the community in mind with the decisions. So I was happy to hear that, and so I just want to make that comment.
Thank you, James. I like that.
Possibly, we just, no, it's a public access road.
It's classified in the zoning, I believe it's classified as a through street, which is no heavy traffic. I mean, Gum Road right now is kind of a traffic nightmare. People go 45 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour down it. It's a cut road, obviously. Through highways. Didn't imagine you would have an entry drive or commercial property. Wow.
All right, thank you very much, sir. We're moving on
I
now.
did not say that it would be there. I said it was a possibility. So don't skew with the language. It is a possibility depending on what it is.
Okay, for department reports, I've got the police report here. Does anybody have anything for the chief this evening? Or do you have any comments, sir? Okay. We've also got our public works report. Any questions or comments for public works this evening? Yeah. I did want to take just a sec to thank Public Works and the police department for all your work on the homecoming parade, the Bluegrass Festival. I know Public Works puts a ton of time and effort into that, and the police put a lot of effort into the Bluegrass Festival as well. I love these community events where we all work together and provide for, some entertainment for our community. So kudos to both of you guys on that. Thank you very much.
I thought the Bluegrass Festival was great. It was well attended. It was very well organized. And because it could possibly affect my home values as I live there, it was cleaned up so well afterwards. They did a great job getting everything cleaned up, and
I agree.
It was almost like there was not a leaf unturned when they left. So.
I was going to say this later, but yeah, I would also like to thank the Chamber of Commerce for all their effort on that. They did a great job planning this year. Okay, let's move on to our committee reports. Walter, do we have anything for budget and finance?
Not just now, we'll do something sometime next month.
Code and nuisance, Carol?
Nothing to report.
Okay, thank you. Human resources, Roger?
Nothing.
Thank you. Public facilities, do we have anything, David?
Not a report, but a question, Steve, on whether we have heard back from SAP on their next update on strategic planning.
I knew I missed something. Yes, there is. She sent me an email, and there was a couple of dates that she had proposed. I forgot to get those in the report. Towards the end of October.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Okay.
They would like to meet with the committee only again, and then do
Another public forum.
a public forum. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. And then I think we've gone over economic development this evening with our property. So we will move on to unfinished business. Roger, any unfinished business?
No.
Thank you. None for me. David?
Just, I'll offer a comment on the other comments that we've already had tonight on the rezoning. And, there's a saying that sometimes you have to go slow to go fast. And if I'm interpreting correctly the comments that I'm hearing, it's not that people are opposed to it per se, it's that they want to know what the plan is, understand what the intent is for development. So I appreciate, Steve, your comments about pushing the engineers for preliminary site plans, because I think the more informed that we are as we go along, the better the process will be for everybody.
Thank you.
So,
Walter, any
Just
unfinished?
a quick comment. We were asked last meeting or the meeting before about minutes and that whole approval, and I was trying to remember the name of this site, but there is a site that people can access. It's called citizenportal.ai. I signed up with this thing a year or so ago, and I would expect I'll see an email tomorrow with information on tonight's meeting.
Interesting.
It'll give a recap. It won't be official minutes, but it'll just be a recap that this artificial intelligence thing puts together and puts it into an email, and then I get it. So if it's something that helps people stay informed, that would be good for them.
Thank you, Walter. Carol, any unfinished?
Nothing.
Okay. James?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. Steve, any unfinished?
One last item. You'll see I laid some information there, a summary on using vegetation for noise reduction. Basically, what I took out of it was oak trees are not real good for noise reduction. So you need to have, and they listed 5 different ones there that are better at it than oak trees. So more of the green, evergreen style vegetation, not cedar. Cedar is an invasive species for Missouri, and they're doing a good job of trying to get rid of it. But holly and arbor vitae, I have no idea what that, bamboo, those are eastern white pine, Norway spruce, so good information on what we could plant in that green space to make sure that we are protected.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
There's only one bad thing about that bamboo. It spreads like wildfire.
Bamboo, I don't know if I'd want to put
Takes a
bamboo.
chainsaw to get rid of it.
It doesn't die off in the cold weather around here?
Don't bother it a bit.
No.
It grows about 6 inches a day.
Okay.
Tie you down on top of it and it'll grow through you.
Crystal, any unfinished business? Elena? Mr. Talley?
My notes said I was asked about the minutes and to come back, so I did a little checking on what other cities do. Talked to Elena several times, and Basically, the unapproved minutes are part of the packet that you see when you get your packet. They apparently are also available to the media. If the media, I guess they have a standing request for the packet, which includes the unapproved minutes. And no doubt, a citizen could get those unapproved minutes if they requested a copy of the packet. Correct?
Yes.
Joplin posts their unapproved minutes when they post their agenda for the next meeting. They religiously do it Thursday by 5 o'clock for a following Monday night meeting. The same process here would be to post these minutes Friday night when the packet is prepared and sent out with the same effect. That is, the unapproved minutes would be available to the public simply by going to the website and finding them. The truth is, this is a decision the board makes with Elena. And in discussing this, you could make that a priority, and she could do it before then, if you wanted her to do it. But certainly, it would be a minimal effort to post it on the website the same time the packet is sent out, 5 o'clock Friday before a meeting, so the public at least knows what you're looking at. It's just a draft. It's unsigned, but they're out there anyhow. So my thought was, why not make them available to everybody easily on the website? But again, it's up to you in directing on what you're going to do. And I have now finished my unfinished business.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Garrett?
Or you could publish the packet,
Thank you, sir.
because there's a lot of information that you all have that people here are asking questions about. I've heard people say, we don't know where the money goes. You can see where every check goes, whatever. That packet, and the packet is available on the Joplin website.
Thank you. Okay, Jay, any unfinished business this evening? Okay, Chief? Thank you. Okay, let's go around to new business. James?
Go fish. I'm good, man.
Okay, Carol? Walter?
No, ma'am.
David? No. Thank you. I just wanted to say for my new business, the last farmer's market is this Thursday, October 9th. There's going to be a lot of free food, giveaways, all kinds of stuff going on, so if everybody could make it out. For our last farmer's market, it will be October 9th, 4 to 7 p.m. at the Briarbrook Pavilion. Thanks.
No.
New business?
How are we going to have meetings from now on if we don't have the farmer's market to talk about? I mean, I'm sad.
I know. Well, we'll be back next year.
Okay. All right.
New business, Mr. Talley? Elena? Crystal? Steve? No? Chief, any new?
A couple things, we've already started off our Shop with the Cop campaign.
Okay.
For donations. We're figuring it's going to be a tough year this year, so we started just a bit earlier because we were lacking last year. On top of that, later this month, we'll also take part in the trunk or treat program. We'll be handing out child ID kits again.
Oh, great, okay.
I'd like to thank Walter. He paid for the next batch of 250 of them so that we can be sure to have enough.
Awesome.
Finally, I will not be here at the next council meeting. I will be out of state for a chief's meeting. Normally, Assistant Chief Stever would be in my place. However, there is a mandatory Myrna police meeting that he will have to attend, so it will be Sergeant Dickey in our stead.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Did you guys make any money from the car show?
Yeah, I'm not sure how much. I mean, it wasn't a great big deal, but
Yeah.
every little bit helps.
Absolutely. Awesome. Thank you for your efforts on that. Jay, any new business? Okay, thank you, sir. Is there any business before the council? Any other business? Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, motion by David, second by Roger to adjourn the meeting. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, 6 in the affirmative.